Hey look, I finally tidied the office up. So we're going to do a bit of time travelling this week because the office is now tidy, reasonably, and I can actually work and film in here without tripping over my own filth. But we're going to go back in time to a couple of weeks ago and watch the podcast. If you haven't already, check out Mark at Thin Brown Lines. He did the first section, and then go over to Anvil Airsoft TV or AATV and check out the second part. And then once you've done that, pop back here and watch this section. Or if you've already watched those, watch this section. Anyway, let's roll the podcast. I think that comes on to the bit I wanted to talk about, which was I don't know if you guys have been looking at the MOA show stuff.
Yeah, I have a friend. My friend Stu, who I used to play with a very long time ago, is now in Taiwan. So he tends to he reported for Airsoft Action, but also he sends me pictures, and he was out there.
Yeah. Well, so I saw the Viva Arms stuff because Viva Arms actually were the OEM for RWA's 1919 and RWA's Lee Enfield.
Oh, okay.
I believe. I think RWA stick their name on it, but it's actually Viva Arms.
Well, that's the same.
Most people, yeah.
They're
That's
all OEM'd by we anyway.
Everything's OEM. Just every gun in the industry is OEM by we. Let's just go with that.
Yeah, they're all we take.
Wow. This is a very nice beer, by the way.
What are you going for?
Tom's slowly getting pissed.
I've got a Wonder Beyond Brewing Cassiopeia Imperial Salted Caramel Stout at 11%. It is rather fantastic.
Yeah,
I think mine's
mine's
a bit
not
stronger
11%.
than 11.
Well, Ben, when you come up to Midlands Airsoft Fair or whatever, or the car boot sale, stay over and we'll have some fun.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving on.
Yeah, so Viva Arms, they've got some pretty cool things. They were showing
awesome.
off. Yeah, so not only do they have the proper like anti-aircraft tripod mounts for like MG42s and stuff, they've got 1919s. I think they've got the proper Browning 50 cal as well, because why not?
Sorry, yeah, I've just googled it and
And they've got a whole load of nice Second World War era bolties, including Jungle Carbine Lee Enfield and all that jazz on the way.
SKS.
Yeah. Mosin the Gut.
There currently isn't an SKS, so that is quite exciting.
Although I don't know.
They're doing a Mark 1 and a Mark 3. Number 4 Mark 1 and a number 1 Mark 3.
Yes. And they're doing a Mark 4T sniper as well. I can't remember what the designation is for the sniper variant. 4T Star? Something?
Don't know.
Yeah, because it was
I'm having to Google here, people.
The T was for telescopic, wasn't it? 4T Star.
Number 14 is the...
Yeah. But yeah, they're doing all that sort of stuff. And then they're doing a Maxim and a Vickers gun. And it's HPA.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so it looks like they do HPA, AEG, or kind of whatever you want.
So
this is almost the extreme end of what I've been talking about.
Because it's on the full kind of not tripod trailer mount with gun shield, and your fake water canister, which is your BB feed, and your HPA store, and your HPA line feeds in as if it was the water condensing pipe. Which I think is quite a funny way of doing things.
That's clever. That number 4T is lovely.
Although, I don't know
They're also doing a Type 56 GBB.
They've got quite a lot on the go, don't they?
Yeah, they've got a fair bit on the go.
This must be one man's love affair.
One of their designers has gone, you know what? Shut up, all of you. We're doing this.
Although, wait, what? Lee Enfield number 4 AEG?
What? Wow.
Surely that can't be right. No, I think they've got a bit confused here. Yeah.
But is it going to be as nice as this?
I don't know. I really don't. Oh well, actually, have either of you had a go with the RWA Lee Enfield?
Yes.
I wasn't impressed by it. I don't know about you.
I've not. No.
So apparently, a lot of the problems with it is that it was designed for Hong Kong temperatures.
Right.
Oh.
And then when you bring it into 10 degrees, and it was very nicely toleranced for 30 degrees.
Yeah.
However, as many countries have found out, including the Royal Navy, when you bring when you drop the temperature of metal, things change quite a lot.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, it's like the SR-71, a bit of a change, but the SR-71 spy jet leaked fuel on the ground massively.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until it was up at altitude doing Mach 3 that it actually sealed up. And pilots knew that it leaked fuel massively, so some of them would be a bit cheeky on takeoff and just tap on the afterburners and send fire 11s down the runway.
Well, we had the same with the Royal Navy frigates recently. They were designed to operate in the North Sea and the Atlantic, and then when they went into Med, all the cooling systems and the turbines just were de-spec'd.
Yeah.
When there was even going back to ironclad warships, it's a total tangent. We should go back into ironclad warships in the early stages of steam. The armour was might have been designed for the Med or the North Atlantic. When it went into warmer waters, it passed its transition temperature.
Yeah.
So it went from being ductile to being fragile.
Oh dear.
Yeah, because a lot of the Royal Navy ships were designed for Arctic Circle exercises, and then when they went towards warmer waters, they started getting quite a few stress fractures.
Well, yeah, it's funny though. It's almost like we were set up to be an anti-submarine navy for a while.
He's correct. These no, I looked at those Viva Arms things, and what I hope is they just work, because there's a otherwise you end up in the kind of wall hanger territory. Ben looks quite excited by some.
Coming soon, Bren light machine gun.
What?
Yes. What? Bren, not CZ. I need a Bren gun in my life.
I've been badgering Matt for years to allow me to borrow his Bren to get all the proper dimensions off of it so I can make one, and he won't let me.
I've seen a few airsoft Brens, but they have been heavily converted from DX, which is in itself quite illegal.
Well, you've got the ZB20. The ZB20. What's the?
It is the ZB20. Yeah, it's close, but there have been a few people who've converted them. But no, I mean, I want to get.
There are no airsoft Brens, but then you can do the L4 was the
7.62 version. Yeah. The straight mag.
Yeah. But I'm still trying to talk him into allowing me to take it, to get me calipers on it and get all the measurements and build a full-size, full-scale airsoft Bren. But it'll have to have something with a large capacity air chamber in it.
But it looks
because the barrel's going to be stupid.
It looks like Viva Arms are going to beat you to it. So
I know.
That's super.
Isn't it annoying when a little single hobbyist gets beaten to market by a bigger company?
So for those of you who don't know, Ben Skinner, a glorious engineer, was working really hard on an L85A3 for him.
I'm still going to buy one of his.
This one, I'm still going to buy. I want one of his as well. And then some absolute tossers, Angry Gun, are actually quite good guys. They make some really niche, cool stuff.
They do.
Who just happen to have a larger factory and more budget.
And have been working on it longer.
Which I have quite a lot of Angry Gun stuff. Decide to usurp him, the absolute tossers.
Absolute tossers. And beat me on price as well. I think just...
Yeah, and there's now another one doing 11 as a one-off, aren't they?
No, Dave Custom Airsoft is buying 10 of the Angry Gun A3 rails.
Oh, right, okay.
Or is he making...
No, he's buying 11.
Buying 11.
He's doing 10. Yeah, he's doing 10 standard, and then he's doing one full MOD spec at £3,500.
Let's go spec an LCAP.
Well, yeah, he's getting an actual LDS inspector and putting that on it. But don't forget the other cost involved of the grip pod and the sling.
And the putting the screws in.
Fair, that's kind of what's happening with my rail, because I'm still going with that. So effectively...
Yes, but the difference is you don't have a CNC machine.
I don't have a CNC machine, nor do I have the funds to get the cost down enough. So my mate who runs a store is willing to take on the risk and effectively is licensing the design from me. So he's...
Like I said, I'm going to buy one of Ben's ones anyway. I don't care.
I should definitely buy one off you. Make sure because that's a cool thing to do.
Yeah, and to
I already have an L85 stripped down ready.
And the other reason I've kept going with mine is because the Angry Gun one, you actually have to modify your receiver. You've got to drill holes in your receiver.
Whereas you're going to be selling the you're going to be selling the adapter block, aren't you?
Well. So technically, mine's not going to be as accurate as theirs is to the real A3, because the real A3 they drill a hole in the receiver to mount it. But I've just kind of the ICS and the WE already have screw holes in them, and the G&G one I've just designed it to mount into the first heat hole. So
which is the same as the as the Army Armament, because they are clones of each other. So they are just no adaptation to the actual rifle itself. You just take off the gas block. That's it. Take off the gas block.
The whole point is that with this one, if you want to go back to being an A2, you can.
Yeah, you want to go back to an A2 or an A1, you just go bosh, done.
Yeah. But so I actually went and met with my mate and the machine shop guy that he's used in the past, because he used to do Robot Wars. So this guy built his robots.
Awesome.
Wow.
Yeah.
What robots did he do?
They didn't get onto TV. They were going to the series, then got cancelled. But
because Craig Charles decided to go back and do Red Dwarf and Coronation Street.
No. This was the second set. This was Dara Brian era.
I was so disappointed when they cancelled.
Yeah, but they literally they had the robot. They were ready to go. They'd been accepted, and they're like, oh yeah, we cancelled the series.
Wasn't it the robots were getting so dangerous?
Yeah.
Yes.
Funnily enough, one of my other mates was in the same position. He went to Robot Wars and was going to be competing with the robot. They had 2 weeks to prepare for it, and the robot wasn't ready, so they couldn't. They were in the pits and everything. In the background, you can see them in the pits.
Cool.
But he didn't compete. But they've now gone to BattleBots, and one of the judges from the last series is now on their team in BattleBots. But anyway, long side story apart. My mate introduced me to his machine shop guy. He's looked over my design. He's got a couple of tweaks. He's going to start making them. So the prototype is in construction. But I was talking to him. So have you done anything like this before? He's like, oh yeah, no, I actually designed and made all of the adapters to put SUSATs on different weapons. And I'm like, oh, okay. He's like, yeah. Cool. So I spent ages like in the back of helicopters flying around with SUSATs mounted on miniguns. I'm like,
sweet.
I think you're qualified. So we shall see.
So it goes back to making replicas more realistic again. Doesn't
it? Well, I mean,
if you're going to make replicas more realistic, get a guy that's actually made real guns,
real firearms, because that's
real firearms stuff.
Well, that's kind of like...
It's kind of funny, actually, because we're on about make replicas more realistic, and then Ben goes, well, mine's not actually that realistic.
Mine's a happy compromise.
But it's close enough. Yes, it's close enough. It looks right. It looks the part.
Externally, it looks mostly right, other than you don't have the holes. And I'm still fairly confident that the rifles, so far, all the rifles we've seen that are A3 spec, have all been made from surplus LSWs. Because I can't figure out why, for the life of me...
I happen to know, I don't know, again, I'm not going to be bashing him or slating him, but again, there was a picture off Dave Customs Airsofts on Facebook that he showed some of the beginning workings of him converting it to A3s.
Right.
One of the images that he's got where he's where they've filed down there, they filed down there.
Yeah.
You can actually just see, and don't know how well you're going to all pick this up, but it's got Army Armament stamped there, and you can actually just see Army Armament. He's actually used Army Armament A1s for some of them. For some of his... I don't know if he's going to be...
The thing about the A3s is the upper receiver's been changed as well.
So the upper receiver...
I don't know how much he's using, whether he's actually used the full A1 and then converted it, or whether it was just him trying stuff out.
So I actually spoke to HMK. I went along I was there at the stand. I'm like,
yes, you lucky git got to meet them.
Yeah, I was just like, I'll just be interested. So what is actually different about the A3 to the A2? And they went through it all. And the upper receivers haven't been changed as much. The SeaWorlds, I don't think are going to be a standard thing. I think that was that they presented an A3 variant, which was the first prototype, which is what I have hands on with. And then Army went, I don't think we need this and this. So effectively, the upper receivers are still the same thing. They've just they've added some internal work to reinforce them because you get TMH wobble, which where the upper and lower receivers are a bit wobbly. But they fixed that.
Sorry, is that alcohol doing its job now, Tom? He's sat there sniffing bolts.
Sniffing bolts.
I love this thing.
It is lush. It is.
I love this thing.
You've got to rack it again. Just wipe your feel we've got in your hands.
Oh.
Where's them wet wipes?
But yeah, I think those holes in the A3 that they've shown so far are all because they're old LSWs, and the bipod, the outrigger for the bipod was attached all the way back inside the upper receiver.
Yeah, and all the LSWs are out of service.
Yes.
Well, yeah.
So I don't know if all the A3s that they're going to issue are going to be converted from old LSWs.
Repurposed LSWs.
No, they're being converted from it.
But they're not. Apparently, they're not going to take all of the A2s up to A3 spec.
No, they don't need them.
No, they're only going to have A3s for frontline issued, and then when you're in reserve, you're still going to be on A2. Hell, most gate guards at bases still have green handguard SUSAT A2, whereas
there's nothing wrong with the SUSAT.
There is nothing wrong with the SUSAT, and there's nothing wrong with the SUSAT either, other than they're really bloody heavy.
Other than the fact that when the gun actually inevitably jams, you can beat them to death with your scope.
Yeah. Just use one of these. Absolutely fine. No, it's all good. I think so. Where were we? So Viva Arms are doing some really cool shit because they're doing niche, awesome, pretty much what looks like absolutely bang on 1-to-1 replicas of stuff you just can't get anywhere else in Airsoft.
Yeah. Actually, speaking of that, VFC seems to be going further and further back. They did G3, and now they seem to be doing FOW and stuff. So,
and we're really hoping they do an L1A1.
I'm hoping they do a gas blowback L1A1. I really want a gas blowback L1A1.
If they do, I will buy one.
Little Bird tells me they are well aware of the market.
Yes. What I found quite funny actually was the last Airsoftology Mondays video before MOA. Someone asked, why is there more 80s guns? And then he's basically going on about, the interest in modern day M4 and stuff, and that's because all the CODs are in modern day at the moment. And I don't think we'll see a resurgence in 80s firearms. and then we just go to MOA, we've got VFC bringing out FOWs. Did GHK show off something, a FOW as well?
No, but there's a vague rumour that they're working on one.
So yeah, we're getting this kind of resurgence of back to kind of historic firearms.
Well, if you look at, I think Airsoft follows the firearms market to a certain extent, or certainly, if you're marketing Airsoft gear, you look at what's happening in the firearms world, and certainly in the firearms world in the Western sphere, it's all about the US. In the US, there's a really big thing going on now with retro guns.
Well, you got the
I've seen a lot more P90s and MP5s, MP7s, MP9, and all the smaller 80s, 90s firearms. I've seen a resurgence of a lot of those recently.
Ben just said it with the Brownell. Brownells have been doing an insane amount of retro ARs. And it's brilliant. I love it. It's the stuff. Actually, for me, it's the stuff I really like anyway. Because it's.
Oh yeah.
I was born in '76. I've watched all the 80s, 90s action movies. So those are the guns for me. Really.
Oh yeah.
I like my modern stuff, but really, Die Hard and all that sort. Those things really. That's what actually.
Nothing beats an MP5 HK slap.
But it's not an MP5 in Die Hard.
No, MP5 is an HK94 with a barrel cut down and no tri-lugger
So I'm not that much of a geek.
You can tell because there's no paddle mag release.
And yeah, exactly. There's no paddle mag change. Ben's been watching the same videos as that I have. But in the US, certainly there's a massive resurgence in retro guns, retro ARs, retro G3s. It's really happy. I think people got so bored with ultra modern stuff. They're going back to all that stuff.
Well, that's the problem with
and Airsoft is following on with that market.
Well, that's the problem with the ultra modern stuff, because the ultra modern stuff, a lot of it is M4 platform.
Yeah.
Or AK platform. Quite a lot of the ultra modern stuff, and people are just getting bored with the same old M4s and AKs.
So the AK prototype was authorised in 1947.
Yeah. Funnily enough.
It's a very old gun. But
it does the job.
the AR, so AR-10, 1955. It's a very old.
Oh
gun.
yeah.
M16 in US service, or AR variants US service, since the early 60s.
Yeah, early 60s.
I think
So
unbelievably long service time for a weapon.
Mm.
But people are just but you're right, people are just so bored with all this modern shit. And
the same generic stuff, and everyone's just bringing out a new version of the same shit that they was bringing out last year. Now people are actually going, hang on, you're bringing out an 80s gun, awesome, I want it.
Yeah, we've seen it. HK have just put out their in the US, they put out their civilian MP5.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
With paddle mag release.
With paddle, everyone's
Everyone's
very excited about the paddle mag. Lost their shit over a paddle mag. It's brilliant, absolutely brilliant. I've watched so many reviews.
Yeah, I've watched a few of them when there was they've announced it.
But that's the hook that those old guns have. You know, they're fantastic.
But a lot of the firearms and airsoft companies are doing now is a lot of the people with quite often the money now to afford some of the more expensive guns that they bring out are sort of our ages from the 80s. So when they bring out something like an MP5 or an 80s era gun, we do lose that shit because it reminds us of watching all those films in the past. So they are just pandering to us basically.
I want a stamped steel MP5. I just want them, and it goes back to what I was talking about, Ben.
Yeah.
I just want them to be made with the production methods that they were actually made from.
Yeah.
You just want a gas blowback MP5 stamped steel properly, don't you?
I don't care if it's gas blowback or not. I just want it. I would, if Marui brought out a stamped steel recoil MP5,
I'd lose my shit.
A lot of people would absolutely lose their shit over that. That would just be Speaking of, I just need to go and clean up. You know?
I would have a scalpel cutting out my kidney.
Absolutely, and it's just doing things right. I think that's what Viva Arms look like they're doing is just doing things right and making them out of right. And again, that's why I've been fondling this thing. Because it's such a tactile object. It has.
Oh, it is.
Fun. It has history and everything else to it, but it's just.
Yeah.
I mean,
if an airsoft gun was made like this, I'd be just extremely.
Well, I'm really hoping.
I mean, me and Ben are nowhere near that, and we can see how it feels.
Yes.
I'm sure Ben's in the same thought. You can see. I mean, even on hundreds of miles away or a few miles away or whatever, we can see the green in the wood.
Yeah.
Well, it's
Oh, hang on. Let's see if my headphones will reach. Nope.
Yes, you've got real wood in that, yeah? Oh, no, I should say it again.
That's why I love this rifle so much, because it is. I bought the real wood furniture for it.
Yeah.
And it's got the history.
I was just saying to Mark when you're off camera, it's got real wood on
it. Yeah, there's real wood.
And you're the same. You're like, I can see you.
Yeah, this.
Just the holding the wood and feeling.
I went to a military boot sale probably 6-8 months ago, because actually it was to try and buy wood furniture or a suit site, and I was there and there's a table of DX, and there was a wooden SLR DX, and I watched this old guy walk over, pick it up, rack it, sniff it, and goes, "Yeah, it feels like my old service rifle, smells like my old service rifle. I'll take it." And they're like, "Yeah, that'll be £2,000, please." He's pulled out his card.
And whatever.
Point being,
so it's not for everyone. It clearly isn't for everyone because
See, I'd love to
forgings and proper stampings and everything. Everything is going to be expensive. But I would just love to see more of it. I really.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, me too. I mean, I would personally love to have. I mean, I'm a bit of a heathen. Other than my L85, all of my stuff is polymer or pot metal. But if anybody watching this and any of you two who've actually seen my channel, I'm a paragon of airsoft on the cheap. And that's because that's been my situation. But now I'm getting to the point where I can start to afford,
And Mark, there's nothing wrong with that.
Oh, no, I know that.
Makes complete sense for the vast majority of people.
But that's what I'm saying, is now I'm starting to get to the point where I've got a little bit more money. I'm starting to look at things like real wood. I mean, I've got a Classic Arms Armalite M15A4. and I'm starting to turn that into as realistic M15A4 as I can, because I've got that bit of extra money now, and I can start putting money into these things to make them more realistic. And it's just so nice to see so many companies starting to come out with things that are more realistic.
Really, and I agree. I think it's starting to happen.
Yeah,
it was funny. It was funny as I started to rant.
People started going almost as if they were listening to you.
I turned this polymer into wood.
Things just started to happen. It was bonkers. Yeah, it was funny though, because I was like ranting, and then the mower came out, and I was like, oh my god, it's just amazing.
Yeah.
See, Jesus turns water into wine. Airsoft Jesus turns crap into good.
I'm really hoping that the Lee Enfield that G&G are releasing is going to be decent and have a wrap.
Yeah, because they dropped the ball on the M14.
Well, the G&G Lee M14.
Yeah, they dropped the ball on the M14. Alan, the guy who was looking for the Russian kit, he's got a Cymer M14, and he's it's faux wood, but when you rack it, it almost has the same feeling as a real rifle, whereas the G&G one sounds very almost plasticky, even though it's metal internals. Is that the Cymer?
Oh, there goes the rest of my firearms. Here is Scott's G&P M14 though. It normally sounds a bit more beefy than that, but
yeah, the Cymer one sounds so much more mechanical.
Yeah,
it does. I mean, and it's a fraction of the price. So, although I do love G&G, someone's going to show off now again.
Go on, do it.
Right, this podcast definitely isn't for under-18s.
You have to flag it.
Inappropriate for kids.
But that's the problem. It's like so I've been playing a long time, and then you get a bit of money. I can afford nice guns, and then it just absolutely ruins
everything else. Yeah.
Your normal perspective on these things.
What you're trying to say is, in the next 5-10 years, now I'm starting to get a bit more money, I'm going to turn into a grumpy old man.
I've long since been a grumpy old man. I would quite happily get into real still shooting, and I have no problems with saying what I'm going to say next. I have mental health issues, and there's no way I'm getting a FAC. So in UK terms, that's a firearms certificate. It's just not going to happen.
Yeah. The closest you're going to get is air rifles and airsoft.
Yeah.
Yeah. So for me, So part of that is I want my airsoft experience to be as close as possible, because there's just no way I'm going to be able to own and handle real firearms.
Yeah, because as soon as they see that on a medical certificate, they go, no.
It's not going to happen. I've got no problem. I've got no problems talking about that. And if anyone wants to reach out and talk to me about any issues along those lines, brilliant. Please feel free. So this is as close as I'm going to get, and I want that to be as close as I can possibly get.
And that's absolutely reasonable.
It's pretty much the closest I'm going to get ever again, really. Because I mean, obviously, I had the opportunity, but then dumbass here broke his leg and was medically discharged. But yeah. Completed basic training, went back to school to go, look, I'm a soldier now. Fell downstairs, snapped my tibia and fibia at a perfect 45-degree angle.
I've been to the States when I was skydiving and fired stuff on ranges. So but I'm just not going to. It's just not going to happen for me.
Yeah,
and that's cool. So this stuff, I just want to be as close as I can possibly get it. So
yeah, which is understandable for your point of view.
Yeah, possibly moving forward, gas blowbacks and everything else is going to be the way I go. But it's just. It's just not a practical skirmish thing in general. But
yeah.
I think for me, and for sounds like for you guys as well. Companies like Viva Arms making these things is just absolutely awesome.
Oh yeah, brilliant. I mean, when like you give me some ribbing about some of the stuff I make, the only reason I make them is literally just to get that sort of reaction from people and to see if I can do it.
I think post some pictures of some of your creations.
Definitely.
Oh, I will do. I mean, I see. I've got a rather large parts bin. I've got an old oak. It used to be a changing station, but it's got 3 big, 3-foot wide drawers, and that's packed full of parts. And I'll have a body of a gun in my hand, and I'll look in my parts drawer and go, that might look quite funky, and I'll build it. And then
Mark makes me quite upset on a regular basis.
Yeah.
Mark does make it, yes, because
it's almost
this is what we were saying the other day.
To make it almost as upset as watching a certain tech on YouTube.
Yeah, but I mean, this is what we were saying the other day, wasn't it? The 3 of us plus Darren actually make a good four set, because we've got you two are very, I would hazard to say, very pure. Quite purist when it comes to your guns.
I'm probably more pure.
Yeah. And then me and Darren me especially, kind of want to watch the world burn, as you put it.
Mind you, then there's Darren with his bloody binary trigger.
Oh,
fuck's sake.
Yeah, we've got a member of our team who's just turned a P90 into a 46 rounds per second thing. But don't ask. But yeah, the only reason I build some of the crazy stuff I build is literally for the engineering side of it. It's a case of, can I put that on there? I mean, that's when that's what I thought Ben meant when he kind of said the other day in our group chat. Yeah, I kind of hate it. I know he hates what I've done to an MP5K, but kind of likes it because the engineering that's gone to put an AK stock on the back of it.
I love it.
Yeah,
you make me want to burn my eyes out, but I have a desire to know more.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, can it be done?
Do you want
yes,
to know
it can.
More? Yes, I do.
Or is it the Johnny Bravo
desire
clip?
To know more intensifies.
I am sickened, but curious.
But yeah, that's what I do. I love the purest guns. I mean, I will never manhandle and misogynize my Army Armament L85 to that degree.
Hang on, I think you have already.
No. This one,
right.
I will never bastardize.
Okay. The other
this one's okay.
Absolutely ruined.
My AUG, my 1911, my original Barrett 50 cal, my VSR, those are being left as pure guns. But other stuff, because as you both know, and my viewers know on my channel, I do a lot of breakers yard buying. And when they're knackered guns, I tear them apart and see what I can make from them. In fact, I've got a...
I love. It's really interesting.
You should go to those
I've got an M1 carbine.
Events.
Yeah, I've got an M1 carbine at the moment. I'm turning it into a mini SOCOM. You know the M14 SOCOM?
Yeah.
I'm turning it into a small version of the M14 SOCOM. Just because I can. Which is why Tom often tells me off.
Yeah.
Tell you what, I'm just appalled. That is because I'm a big Ponzi purist.
If anything,
I've
just thought, if anything, Tom's Airsoft Jesus and I'm Airsoft Devil. Yes,
dear.
Airsoft Lucifer.
I don't know, I think you're more like the kind of Scientology they are as they are to Christians.
Who's Tom Cruise?
Oh, so I'm Airsoft's answer to Rick.
To Rick?
From Rick and Morty.
What?
Oh, okay.
Maybe.
Or Doc from... No, he's a bit, actually, he's a bit normal.
I said Scientology, not the scientist.
Oh, alright.
No, I don't know. Oh, no, you're like someone from the Mad Max universe, just saying what works.
That'll do me, boy.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, it's alright. I know where you're all coming with if ever the apocalypse happens.
Yes. Well, I hope you've all enjoyed our ramblings and talking shit for the last, I'm going to say, 2 hours? 2 hours?
Just about, yeah.
I hope you've all enjoyed. Again, thank you, Tom, for stepping in and filling up Darren's square on the screen. And I'm assuming now, I guess you want to become a regular on the. Yeah, brilliant.
Definitely.
Eventually, this podcast is going to have like 100 people in it, and it's going to be an absolute bitch. So
it's going to be like Celebrity Squares.
And again, thank you, Mark, for hanging your flag correctly this time?
I made a decision to put plenty of them up, so one of them's got to be right somewhere. I think that one's pretty close.
Yes. And thank you to the viewers if you've made it this far through all of this.
Through our old man moaning, beer drinking, rambling from all of us, pretty much.
Pretty much.
Except for Ben, who's not had a drink today.
Well, I had a hot chocolate.
An alcoholic beverage.
Oh dear. You're still here? But the video's over. It's done. Go home. Oh wait, before you do, instead, why don't you consider watching one of my other videos, or even subscribing on the link down below.